About 2 months ago, September 5th to be exact, I was experiencing some pressure and pain around my chest area, and eventually I thought that I was having a heart attack. So I called 911, and in the midst of that, I began to have a panic attack. And I later found out that it was heartburn. And they did the EKG and some other testing and said that it was heartburn. Well, after that, I experienced it more, and it was really, really scary. And so I went to the ER, and they told me it was GERD. So my doctor prescribed me some medication to take for it. It was Protonix and Zantac. And I started taking it, but I wasn't really comfortable. Even when I went to go pick up the medication, I started to have an anxiety attack. And I took the medication for about 2 or 3 days and stopped, and I decided that I needed to take a more holistic approach. Instead of me just taking something to make it go away, I wanted to figure out why was it happening, what was it that I was eating too much of or need to start incorporating into my diet. Then that led me to search Google to find a nutritionist and a dietitian, and that's how I found Sonali. I gave her a call and expressed my concern to her. And one thing that stood out to me was that even though I wasn't her client at the time, she saw the seriousness that I had about it and how I was really ready to make a lifestyle change. And she gave me so much information that could help me before I even came to see her. I came to Sonali because I wanted to get a holistic approach to attacking the GERD. And I didn't know that I was going to have a therapy session and experience a breakthrough. So one of the sessions, which was probably one of the most important or one of my best sessions, was Sonali. I was telling her that I don't feel right. And she was like, Allison, it's deeper than what you're telling me. And immediately I just started crying because I'm like, okay, I'm a very private person. And when she said that, I was like, okay, do I tell her? Do I just kind of not tell her? But I eventually told her, and I told her where it all stemmed from was when I was 7 years old, my mom passed. And even as a child, I used to think about, I don't ever want my kids to go through that. And I used to feel like that the same thing was going to happen to me. And I felt like I was my mom. And I carried that for 25 years. And this situation right here, it puts me back in that same spot. My kids are 7 and 8, and I am 33 now. And my mom was around the same age when she passed. And so every day, all I was thinking about was, I'm about to die. Even though they're saying it's GERD, my body it didn't feel the same. And my breakthrough was when she told me, Allison, you're not your mother. And that simple sentence just took a load off of me. And I realized, like, I'm not her. And all of these years, I had been carrying that on me, and that's hard. And when you're living and you're constantly thinking that you're gonna die because your mom died or your kids are gonna experience life without you, like that puts a toll on you and it causes you to stress. And I realized that's where a lot of my tension came from. But after that session, like, I felt amazing. I felt like a burden had been lifted off of me. And I even went to my mom's grave and I was just talking to God and talking to her. And I'm like, Mom, I'm not you. And it took me 25 years to realize, and I wasn't saying it in a disrespectful way, but just saying, like, I'm not you. And when I say that, it just makes me feel better. And we also did some practices to where all of those negative thoughts, they kind of dwindled away and they died. And I started to celebrate life because in actuality, I was putting a death date on myself. But after our session, I began to celebrate life, and Sonali gave me some homework assignments, which were to get 3 to 5 friends and do something to celebrate life. And that within itself was just so amazing, and it helped me to become a better person and to have a better outlook on my life. Okay. I would recommend Sonali's coaching because she's an amazing, amazing person. She's very, very knowledgeable about making healthy lifestyles. She's very knowledgeable about foods to eat and how foods can help you and how foods can hurt you. She's very knowledgeable about yoga, different yoga practices. And we also did some chakra. I wanted to do chakra balancing, but I wasn't really, I wasn't 100% comfortable with it. However, we did the chakra education, and that was really, really amazing because it helped me to understand my body and how sometimes things can be off balance, and if I focus on that chakra, I can get it back. So she gave me so much valuable information that I can use for the rest of my life. So without a shadow of a doubt, I would truly, truly recommend her.